Hey, yo, yo.
Back Hir-O.
Yo, check it. This my special attack, 100 swords, 100 episodes, and here's to 100 more. Who got next? Place your change on the cabinet. Air Combo University graduates juggle my enemies before tagging in the Masters Hero. Pros in action, toe tagging champions getting active. The message will always get near you. Return to the dream team, Spider-Man and Strider hear you. When the mask is on, I can't promise Cyclops to keep his glasses on. The handshake was potent. The inner glow shown as a mega optic blast, trailing behind the Shinku Hadouken. How you gonna dodge both of them? Blast you down to the last atom. Best regards from the proton cannon you couldn't fathom. If you were raised on gaming and put a controller up, I'm old enough to study the meta before I bless you. We understood space in the dash clean. Now we need the Justin Wong poster right next to the pro athletes. Final justice like a primary lotus from out the sky. Stars and stripes reminding you racism is still alive. Bring a plasma sword to a gunfight. Hayato, bring a hurricane kick. Tatsumaki Sentakyu. One time for all my otakus who played the console till their eyes closing. Probably forgot to study for their finals. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash.
Yes, recording. Boomskis.
Boom shakalaka.
He's on fire.
He's heating up.
Baseline leaner.
NBA Jam.
Shout out to NBA Jam. Shout out to
Bro,
also
Hang
Time, bro. Sneaky, maybe a little, but kind of better, sort of, because it was on Super Nintendo. You can make your own character. You remember that?
And
everybody used to make the nigga with the
NBA
basketball
on
head.
NBC?
I do remember that. That game was kind of cheating.
That was the one that was at the
arcade, and you could never win.
Yeah, them dudes like bodies were so crazy.
Fucking blocks. They all look like Sadiq Bey.
Their heads would be like spinning in a complete circle. They
Right.
would even be looking at the rim, and they'd be making all the shots.
Bro, my favorite was on. Damn, what the fuck was the name of that game? I can't remember. I can't remember the name of the game, but it was a game on like either Super Nintendo or Sega. And if you did a like the game didn't have the mechanics to do a fadeaway, so you would like you would be running backwards like away from the rim and like start shooting it this way and then like turn around at the last second and shoot.
I remember this game called NBA Inside Drive.
I remember that.
That game was fun. I remember
NBA Kobe Bryant's NBA courtside.
Courtside, bro. They had like 4 pointers on that game.
Yep. All the curated players looked exactly the same because there was like 3 faces. That was it.
I'm trying to think of this game that me and my brother used to play. I think it was on Nintendo 64, and it had like Glenn Rice on the cover, and I don't remember the name of it. I just remember the announcer. He used to talk so funny. Mario Ellie.
Mario Ellie.
Vinny Del Negro. I can't remember the name of the game though. We used to play all the time. It was like, was it In the Zone 98?
I think that was on PlayStation, but it could have been on 64 too.
Let's look this up real quick. I want to say it was NBA In the Zone 98. Me and my brother Chris, man, we used to play this game. Oh, it was
In the Zone.
NBA In the Zone 98.
Back in the original live 2K
Glenn
Wars.
Rice randomly on the cover of this game.
Back in the. Oh yeah.
that game was sweet.
It had sweet cover art. I remember
a
that
good game too.
In the original, back in the day, in the original 2K versus Live Wars, what side were you on?
Oh, I've never once been on NBA Live. I've always not liked that game.
Me too. It was too arcadey. Well, that's not true. That's not true. I did like it up until 2K came out.
I never liked Live.
Bro, wait a minute. Dog, Live 98 was fire, bro.
Never liked it. All the players are the same size.
That's true, but
Earl
that's
Boykins and Shaq, same height.
bro. Shaq, dog. I remember on Live 98, if you like held turbo and shot a 3, you literally like always made it. Like I remember, I scored like 70 points with Shaq because I kept like doing like a turbo 3 and that shit always went in, bro.
Yeah, it was like games like that used to have those little hacks. I remember, like
Easily score 200 points a game. Easily.
I remember playing like the old wrestling games, and like on I think it was WCW versus NWO Revenge. If you wiggled the joystick while you were getting pinned, you could literally kick
out every time. Yeah.
single time.
Yep. That game was broken. All those games were broken back in the day.
But very fun. All right,
and that
man.
does it for the retro video game section of the podcast.
Episode 119. What are you into currently?
Being an adult, solving more problems. All right, looky here. Y'all see this thing right here? That little hole in the wall, that like right there on my screen. It's like a little pipe. That motherfucker right there. Yeah, you see that? Mm-hmm. I appreciate the gift of this home that my parents left me. But that little motherfucker right there, where is it at? Right there? Yeah. That's where all the water comes out of. Super long story short, this house is 100 years old, and there is a really, really bad drainage system. And this is the low point in the house right there. So anytime there's a backup, that's where the water comes from, right there. You'll notice that this is the room that my studio is also in, the room that we're in right now. As you can imagine, this is really inconvenient because when that water leaks, it floods basically the whole floor. And you know who has to clean it up? This fucking idiot right here. What are you, a jackass? What do you want to put your cool shit in your cool room? No, fuck you. Here's some water. Well, hey, look at there. There's some water for you. There's some shit that you got to clean up. I learned how to use a wet vac today. Y'all niggas ever heard of a wet vac? You know what a wet vac is?
Nope.
A wet vac. Vacuum for wet is what it is. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I've been being an adult and also, having a good time. I had a good music weekend, played some music. Shout out to our boy Andre from Paramita Sound in Detroit. Had a set. Shout out to Illingsworth. Shout out to Vibe Sound. Shout out to Jarrell from Clear Soul Forces. Oops, government names, my bad. LAZ. Who else was there? I said Doc, he was there, Doc Illingsworth. Some other cats that I met who are dope. So it was cool. And I'm also gonna be playing another show in the way the fuck out on the west side of the state in Jones, Michigan. Never even heard of that place before. I'm gonna be playing some music at the Mindo and the Mitten Festival. Should be cool. Gonna play some beats and some music to some folks that may be in altered states. That is not a choice that I make personally. It is not a part of my brand, but hey, if you want to enjoy the music, I'm with it.
Let's go.
I'm gonna have to figure out if I want to be around white people in the woods doing drugs, though. I think, yeah, I think not. I think I'm gonna probably come home afterwards, like a good little boy.
Like a good little boy.
Hey, dude, Hir-O, you want to hang out with us? Nah. I appreciate it. It was cool meeting y'all, but I'm finna go home because I'm washed.
I've been washed since I was like 18, probably.
Right. That's what I'm into.
But yeah, man, you already know I've been watching all the Zatoichi films, man. I'm still into those. I'm on number 11 now.
Oh, there are 11 Zatoichi films?
There's like 26, I think.
They're not all the same story, are they?
No.
They're just like reimaginings and shit like that?
Some of them have like continuity. Like some of them have...
it's not like James Bond where it's just like one character or whatever. Allegedly one character, maybe not. Maybe a code name.
I mean...
If you believe in conspiracies.
It's the same character in all the movies, but there's just like different stories, or you know what I mean. But I'm on number 11. These movies are really good.
Is Zatoichi sort of like Wong Fei Hong, where he's just like
like a folk hero?
Yeah, that's not. Is it Wong Fei Hong, the guy that's in all the wuxia movies? The guy,
I think
that's his name, or something.
I think that is the name that I'm thinking of. Yeah.
The character that Bruce Lee played and everybody plays. Just like general martial arts folk hero in Chinese wuxia films.
Yeah, like in Iron Monkey, like the little boy in Iron Monkey is supposed to be him as a little
Oh,
kid.
really? I didn't even know that.
That's his character. I think it's Wong Fei Hung or something like, or one of those. I think that is it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Zatoichi, these movies are really good, man. I love them so much. And just watching these old swordsman movies are like really making me be annoyed by all the camera cuts that you see in like Hollywood now. You know what I mean? Because, man, I can't stand them. But yeah, I'm on number 11. My favorite one is still the second one, which is it was the last black. The first two are in black and white. The rest are in color. But yeah, but maybe one day I'll like do a segment on here where I like review each one or something, and I'll end up ranking them after I watch them all. But the second one is still my favorite. But they're dope, man. And this character, he's this blind. Zatoichi's blind. He's like a masseur, right? He's a masseuse, but he's a master swordsman as well. And he was like in the Yakuza, so he's always got people, tracking him down, trying to kill him, and it's just really, really, really good, man. Enjoying these movies a lot. But real quick, before we get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, we actually got a couple of helpings of meat and some sides of potatoes for this episode. Real quick, man, wrestling recap. AEW Double or Nothing was this past weekend. Did you see the whole show?
I did, yeah.
What did you think of the show? And this was the first. Hir-O was busy being a music star, so this is the first pay-per-view that we didn't watch together.
Yeah.
Like years.
Yeah, bro. It was kind of weird, bro. miss hanging out with my mans.
It was different.
And eating pizza. And hanging out. But no, it was. You know what? I'll be fair. This may have. I still liked it a lot. I thought it was good, but this may have been my least favorite pay-per-view so far.
Yeah.
I think so. Let me start with the amazing things, bro. Ember Moon is my favorite female wrestler probably ever.
Yeah, that's when I text you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spoil it.
I peeped that, and so when I saw her re-debuting as Athena, like she used to go by in the indies, I like literally like jumped up and like ran out of the room. Super excited for her. She's one of the greatest female wrestlers ever. My personal favorite female wrestler ever. The best finishing move ever. The Eclipse, fucking amazing.
Yeah, man. Peak Ember Moon in NXT. On another level.
Yep. And I think they're positioning her to be the person that dethrones Jade Cargill, and I think that
I would hope so, man.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. I think that works because, like, I think Ember Moon is believable. Like, she's the person she's the most likely person. As they built her up to be this big monster, like, what her real life wrestling skills aside, in the AEW storyline, she's the big bad monster. And if there's anybody who can slay her, the most believable person, I think, is Athena.
Yeah, I could see it being her or Chris Statlander.
I thought so too until I was thinking it was going to be Chris Statlander until I saw Athena come out. Then I was like, oh, okay, now we're talking.
Yeah, that was dope. That was as far as surprises goes, I've been really like wondering what she was gonna do because she's been she's been out of action for so long.
So I will say I didn't have enough because I'm pretty good at making these predictions. I didn't have enough on me to like guarantee it, but I had a feeling she was gonna come because she did an interview with your boy who does those interviews, the white dude Chris Van Vliet or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Don't you like know him or something? Or have like some sort of. Anyways, she did an interview with him, and he flat out asked her like, "So what's up with AEW?" Like, right. And she was like, "Well, that kind of depends on them." And to me, that answer means like, yeah, I want to go. Them niggas just got to call me.
Yeah.
So I guess they called her, and so here she is.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, that was really dope. That was one of my favorite parts of the show too.
I will say, I was very surprised about the MJ. I mean, there's a lot to talk about with MJF. I don't think it's quite as big a deal as everybody's making it out to be, but with is this like a worked shoot here with his contract thing? I think it's a little bit of both. Like, I think it's a legitimate beef that they're turning into a storyline. I think he's going to be off TV for a while because he basically was literally killed. By Wardlow. So he's going to be off TV for a while. They're probably going to solve his contract issue during that time. He'll be back at least until 2024. I mean, I was feeling like he would probably not go to WWE, but I think it's at least possible that he might in 2024. That would, that would suck for AEW. I'll keep it a buck. I think that would be a bad look if they didn't keep him.
I agree.
So hopefully they can. And neither one of us are huge fans of him, but just he works like they need a guy like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean I've come around on MJF, man. Like he's good at what he does. He's good at what he does, and he can wrestle too.
He can.
Like,
he's good.
I'll tell you somebody I think he's better than Adam Cole.
Yeah, man. So Adam Cole beating Samoa Joe was fucking nonsense. I hated that. I know you're gonna talk more about that. I liked obviously anytime the Lucha Brothers and Pac and everybody I think that was probably my favorite like wrestling match. Them in the House of Black. The heel turn from fucking what's the girl's name that they've been teasing for like a year finally happened. Yeah, which is Julia Hart. Which whatever. I don't know a whole lot about her. They probably needed a woman in that group, so now their group is complete. Well, you don't like it?
I just think that I don't know. I was kind of indifferent on it. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't hurt anybody. It's fine. Doesn't necessarily help anybody either, but she needed something to do. This is what we talked about, man. Like, this is why stables are good. She needed something to do. Now she's got something.
Gives people stuff to do.
That match is obviously incredible. I mean, dog, Rey Fenix is just a phenomenon, bro. Like,
it's a lot of guys in that match that are just man. Pentagon, Malachi Black, Pac.
Bro, I am
Matthews.
He is also really talented.
He was dope, man, and when he was in WWE too.
I am a Sammy Guevara fan, but I hate his character right now, bro. Like that whole thing with Ty Conti is so fucking whack. And I think again, like it's like I think the fans hate them, but not for the right reasons. Like I think they want them to go away a little bit.
It's yeah, man. They're getting. I told you, they're getting go away heat.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not working the way they want to.
Nah, bro.
Well, I think that was it. I didn't really. None of the rest of the matches were. Oh, I know, like the tag match was cool.
Yeah, I like that match too. That match was dope.
Ricky Starks is cold, bro.
I like Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs.
All of those guys, they got some guys, man. It's time to move some of these old niggas out the way, bro. Like, Ricky Starks is really good. I like Hobbs. Obviously, I love the Jurassic Express. Yeah. This is my first time really getting to see Swerve. He reminds me. I mean, this is a lazy comparison, but he legitimately reminds me of a slightly more athletic and more technical Kofi Kingston, which is saying a lot because Kofi can go. Kofi's a good wrestler, but he's like an Indies version of Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, Swerve can go, man. He's been dope for a minute. I told you, I don't like the whole like.
The rap star thing. That's not my favorite either.
Yeah, but
So other than that, I thought it was good. I didn't like the Blackpool versus the Chris Jericho association. I didn't like that.
Really down for like the overly violent stuff.
Yeah, I didn't like that much.
I didn't really care for that match.
Those are the only matches that stood out for me. The rest of them were just kind of whatever.
Yeah, man. I mean, and you're right. Obviously, the big thing was CM Punk winning the title.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
But yeah, I thought I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I actually did not like this show at all, and I think it just has a lot to do with. I felt like it had a lot of matches on it that shouldn't have been on the card. They should have been on TV. You know what I mean? I thought that I hated both outcomes for the Owen Hart Cup tournament.
Yeah, that was bad.
And I think that really ruined it for me too. I'm just be quick because we need to talk about some other stuff. But just Adam Cole, man. Like I don't get it. I don't understand the hype. And it's like now that he's in AW and he's around all these guys that are a similar size, I just don't get it, man. Like, and then the dude beats Samoa Joe, and it's like, come on, like he's
Yeah.
small, but and I don't care about that. I love small wrestlers, but if you're gonna be small, you gotta be like dynamic in the ring. Like
You gotta be a wizard.
He's not. He's super regular to me, and he's not like physically impressive. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I was to sit here and think of guys his size in AEW, there's like probably 20 that I just think are way better than him. I don't understand how he always gets in the top spot in every company he's in. I just don't get it. He's just kind of white and just kind
sort of regular.
Put some pants on or something.
Yeah. You already know how I feel about the fucking gear.
I don't know, man. But yeah, I really didn't like that. Didn't like Britt Baker winning. Like, why? What for? She was already the champ.
Right. I swear they only did that because they're in a relationship. And they're going to turn it into some sort of storyline.
Yeah, couldn't stand that either. But the House of Black versus Death Triangle match, incredible. That was my favorite match by far. I enjoyed the tag match. That match was fire. I really loved Kyle O'Reilly versus Darby Allin. That match was fire. But yeah, man, like I said,
I missed the episode of what happened to Sting. I missed Rampage.
He got jumped, yeah, and he got injured.
Weak.
But yeah, this was definitely my least favorite AEW pay-per-view. But CM Punk winning the title. Am I the biggest CM Punk fan? No. But do I think that this was the right move?
For sure.
Especially
Definitely.
with the New Japan Forbidden Door show coming up.
100%.
I think it was definitely the right move. But now, like we always do, now that CM Punk is the champ. First of all, before I say this, Pac, man. This dude Pac is a beast. He's so good. I know he's got like travel issues and he's been injured, but like this dude's a world champ, man.
I agree.
Like, he's got to be the champ at some point. He's just too good. But so now that CM Punk's the champ, I guess I would imagine that we're gonna get a CM Punk versus Okada match at this Forbidden Door show. But it kind of scares me because now I feel like Kenny's not gonna be back in time for it.
You think so? Why you say?
Because I think if Kenny were healthy, I think Adam Page wins this match, and they're okay with Page going into the New Japan show as the champ because Kenny's back, and even though he's not the champ, he's the draw for that show. But now that they've put the title on CM Punk, I feel like they know that CM Punk has to be the draw for this show because Kenny's not going to be there.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would hate that because I think what they've been teasing for like a year is, especially with Jay White, who is going to be involved somehow. I think they're going to reignite the Bullet Club in America in AEW.
Yeah,
I think that could happen. And if the only way that really pops off is if Kenny comes. So I hope he does, but you might be right.
Yeah, Adam Cole's regular. All right, moving on. But the meat and potatoes.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me just say one more thing regarding Wardlow, MJF, CM Punk. Here's what I think is going to happen in terms of consequences to what this worked shoot may or may not be. I think either way, they've done an excellent job of building up Wardlow to be like a legitimate star.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Wardlow, he's here now. Like he's a much better wrestler than Goldberg, so I don't want to make that comparison. Yeah. But I think they want him to be like the super good guy monster that everybody likes. I also think that MJF is probably going to be the next champion because of this drama with They kind of have to give it to him in order to keep him stay.
Kind of got some beef already too.
I think that it would make sense for them to do that within probably 6 months, especially if you want, bro. Like whenever his contract is up, that's probably when they're gonna start like spoon feeding him the world championship. Yeah, if they want to keep him.
And MJF's title run is gonna be super important because he will be hated so much that whoever beats him is gonna be like made. So
Jungle Boy, calling it. I'm calling it 3 years in advance, bro. It's gonna be Jungle Boy.
You know what I mean? So you got to be careful. Like it's an important decision of who would beat him if he was the champion, because the fans would love that person.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we talked about last episode, 18th year anniversary of Samurai Champloo. We're old. But I mean, this is the GOAT. It's the greatest anime ever. This was both our number one favorite anime. It was the number one anime on the SwordCast definitive top 10 anime list. It is a certified classic. Shinshiro Watanabe, genius,
bro,
genius. You got the awesome show. You got the amazing soundtrack. Just shout out to Nujabes. Shout out to Fat John, Force of Nature, Shingo 2. This show is incredible. Real quick, we've already talked a ton about the show. People that listen to the show know how much we love it. Who is your favorite character in Samurai Champloo, not named Jin or Mugen?
Good question. I mean, the two that stand out to me are Sarah, because she was fucking the GOAT, bro. Like, she beat them niggas, dog.
Yeah,
like,
she beat both of them.
Fair and square as hell, could have killed both them niggas, and it would have been the end of the whole show. Like, they literally, I mean, I love this show, but like, that was the only time where like plot armor saved the main characters.
Yes, absolutely.
And the other person who flat out, like, if it wasn't for a kamikaze nuclear bomb that Jin set off, Karya was finna kill them niggas, bro. Like,
yeah.
we just talked about this off air. That's one of the best jobs I've ever seen of a show protecting the villain and still having the hero win, because like they made it so that like the move that Jin needed to do in order to win was so desperate that you're not sure. Like, you leave that fight wondering, like, could he have won that fight if they fought again? Like, I don't know, bro.
Don't know.
Maybe not.
Yeah, Karya was kind of teleporting.
threw the straw hat up and literally just disappeared, bro.
Man's was kind of teleporting, doing some
the God hand, bro. That nigga just like had his blade just disappear. Man. And was suddenly inside of his guard, bro.
Dude, the episode when they introduce him and he's just in this garden, you can just tell.
Yeah, you knew he was a bad motherfucker. Like, oh, this nigga not even breaking his stride. He not even looking up off of his gardening. Like, oh yeah, it's no big deal. We finna get that nigga.
He was having a conversation without even looking at these people.
Oh, you talking about Jen? Oh yeah, we about to go. It's no big deal. Let me go ahead and clip my flowers, but I got it. Don't worry about it.
I think mine would also be Sarah and Karya, but I do like Yatsua. I think was the ninja girl.
Mm-hmm.
She was sweet, man, from that episode with Mugen. But yeah, man. So what we did real quick was we had everybody in the Discord and some fans send in a quick top 5 favorite Samurai Champloo episodes, and we went ahead and we made a SwordCast definitive top 5 episodes of Samurai Champloo. To celebrate the 18-year anniversary of the show. Let's get it.
All right. So
go ahead.
I can almost guarantee you what the number 1 is going to be.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do my top. I'm gonna guess a top 3.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do number 3. Basically, my top 3 is I think gonna be everybody else's top 3. Lullabies of the Lost, Elegy of Entrapment, and Evanescent Encounter, in that order. 3, 2, 1.
Boom. Those are all good episodes. They're all good episodes, man.
Yeah.
But all right, let's go. Coming in at number 5. Okay, this was it was close. I mean, number 1 was a runaway. You know, that happens all the time. But the rest were pretty close. Coming in number 5, we got Tempestuous Temperaments, which is the pilot episode of Samurai Champloo.
Yeah, that was gonna be mine too.
It's one of the. I mean, this and Cowboy Bebop is like a couple of the greatest first episodes of all time.
Sure.
The first episode of Samurai Champloo is obviously the only time you get the fight between Jin and Mugen when they first meet. which is amazing. And it's like right off rip, man. Everything that the show is, you get it in the first episode. You know what I mean? You got the hip hop elements, the way they switch between the two stories. You get the personalities of Jin and Mugen right off top. You get the fight between them two. You get to see the animation and how they animate the sword fights. It's just, man, the first episode is a classic, man. So it's coming in number 5. We got the pilot episode. I'm not mad at that. Coming in at number 4, we got my favorite episode. So my favorite episode actually makes the list.
Okay.
And that's Gamblers in Galaxy.
Hey, that was my one. That was in my top 5 also.
Yeah. So this is my favorite episode, man. I've talked about it before. So the main plot, right? This is kind of a story of Jin, and what happens is Jin, he falls in love with this woman because at the beginning of the episode, he's like walking on this bridge, and there's this woman that's standing there in the rain, and you know,
what a cold-blooded thing he said to her, though.
yeah, like because he thought she was gonna kill herself.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
He was like, yeah, if you want to kill yourself, you're not going to die from that distance. Like, damn, nigga, what the fuck?
And then, you know, she ends up coming to, he's like working, he's taking over a food stand to earn some money, and he can't cook. So she like helps him and cooks the food for him.
I think it's so funny how they animate Jin when he's embarrassed.
Bruh.
When he just be like, he's just like straight faced.
And his lip kind of drops down a little bit. But he basically falls in love with this girl, man, and then it's like this awesome story of, you know, her husband owed a gambling debt, so he gave her to a brothel so she could work his debt off, and Jin basically falls in love with her, and you know, basically what happens is he makes enough money to buy her for one night, and then he breaks her out. You know, and then he kind of gets her to this. She gets her on this boat so she can sail across the water to go live in this home where these women will watch over her and take care of her. And I love this episode. But the funny part is,
greatest side plot of all time.
So
dog.
The reason I love this episode so much is because, one, Jin's my favorite character. And I love this episode, but the side plot is hilarious because you got this random side plot of Mugen like training a beetle.
Training, dog. He has him strapped to a rock, and he's like making him like do push-ups and shit.
Training this beetle for this like underground beetle fighting stuff.
Bro, the way they animated the beetle fight was crazy. It was like a Pokemon fight, dog.
Which is hilarious. But the best part though to me is that Mugen is completely removed from what's going on with Jin. He really doesn't, you know, they don't really communicate them in this episode. But as soon as it's time to help his friend out and have his back, let me grab the strap. Grabs his swords for him, you know what I'm saying? Goes there, helps him, beats these guys up. It's an awesome episode.
Also, even though they weren't really communicating, it was almost like I got the impression that Jin was like, all right, bro, like, you know this ain't what you think it is, right?
Yeah.
And Jin was like, nah, he was like, okay, whatever you say, bro. I'll be here when you need me, though.
Yeah, it was dope, man. So I love the episode. Coming in at number 3, we got Misguided Miscreants.
Hey, man, this is weird, bro. So I'm getting answers wrong, but they're still in my top 5.
In your top. Yeah. So Misguided Miscreants, man, like amazing. This was the kind of multi-part backstory of Mugen, right? Where we find out
I'm from the Ryukyu. I'm from the cut, my nigga.
Where we find out, you know, he's his past, some of these shady pirates that he was running around with. And then, you know, we get the whole thing where they were gonna do that mission and rob that ship, and his boy sets him up, and they try to blow the ship up. We get that amazing, the amazing like Mugen death scene. That was incredible.
So backstory about that. That song is not in Japanese. necessarily.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, so that song I don't know. I don't know enough about the Japanese language to say whether it is or isn't in Japanese, but I know it's not the regular dialect. It is specifically the dialect of the like Aboriginal, like indigenous Japanese folks that lived in the Ryukyu Islands in southern Japan. I forget the name of the people. I can probably Google it real quick. Indigenous Japanese, the Aminu, I think is what they were called. The Ainu people, and they lived in like the Hokkaido. Oh no, that's northern Japan. Either way, there is a indigenous people who lived in southern Japan, and they spoke a dialect of Japanese that was different than normal Japanese, quote unquote. And that song that plays is in that dialect, and it's basically like a callback to his hometown, which is a really nice like cultural touch that if you're not in the know or if you're not from Japan, you probably wouldn't even have caught it. So that song is awesome, and that scene was awesome.
Interesting.
And I was just also, Muga's my favorite character, so I just thought it was so interesting how even in death, this nigga was like, wait a minute, bro. Like, nah, fuck this. Go away.
Yeah, he was like, nah, I got some stuff to handle.
Right, nah, I'm good.
Also, man, you get to see Jin avenge his boy when he thought Mugen did die. Really good episodes here, man. So I'm not mad at that being number 3. Coming in at number 2, Elegy of Entrapment, which is the awesome story of Sarah.
Whew.
Basically, they kind of traveling. They meet this woman who's a blind singer, and she kind of travels with them. Now, I've always felt like Jin kind of snuffed out that she was an assassin.
No question. I think they made it clear that he knew.
And I think he knew for a minute. And there's the when she gets ready to part from them, Jin's like pretty much like, I'll take her. You know what I mean? And then she pulls out the
scythe,
like
bro.
the monk spear with the blade and the 3 blades on the end of it. And Jin, the whole time, he's just like, yo, what?
Yo, she is nice. He was like, ooh.
Oh, I'm
wait a minute.
Out of my league right now. My man cut that bridge. Like, nope.
Yo, I'm actually about to die right now. So, like, the only way I survive this is if I literally jump off a bridge. Like, can you imagine being overmatched to the point where it's like, all right, like, in open space, Jin would have had, he probably could have beat her. Or at least had a better shot, but like
she definitely had the advantage.
And he had to be like, all right, well, if I want to live, if I want to avoid getting cut in half, here's what my goal is.
Yeah, man. And then
Mugen on the other hand,
and then Mugen and Fu, they think Jin's dead for days.
Oh, shout out to the Miyamoto Musashi reference also. Miyamoto Musashi.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, man, just amazing episodes here. And then Mugen obviously wants to avenge his boy, gets his shot at Sarah, and
lost. Flat out, bro.
Doesn't he fight her twice?
I can't remember, but I know this. I think he might. But the second time, like, this is how you knew it was real, bro.
Because the second time, she basically, what happens is she's an assassin for the shogun, and they've basically
kidnapped her
kid.
Yeah. And
this whole time she thinks that she's working to, pay off so she can get her kid back. But then she realizes that
he's dead.
That he's dead. And then she's just like, you know what? Yeah.
So this is how you knew it got bad. So they both were. I think if it was a plan, we might both be caping for our favorite characters. But I tend to think that if it was an even playing field, like Jin not being on a bridge where he didn't have any mobility, and Mugen not being in the rain, because that was what gave her the advantage. She could hear him no matter where he was at because of the sound of the raindrops.
But also, I think that's the beauty of the show, man. Is that they they do that on purpose.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because because
Everything
they both
is like mad situational.
They both were at a disadvantage, and Mugen was like, it was quick too. Like he exchanged a couple of sword blows with her and was like, okay, wait a minute, why didn't I kill her yet, bro? And this nigga literally jumped behind a rock and was like, I might die. What do I do? I'm not sure. And she literally cleaved a rock in half that he was hiding behind.
Bro.
This nigga was literally running from her.
Running for his life.
And then she had the magical Disney moment where she realized that her son was dead right as the killing blow was about to hit this fool right in the life button.
Yep.
And was like, you know what? I'm good. No thanks. And Mugen was even mad. He was mad about it.
Yeah,
he was like, wait
pissed.
a minute, bro. Like, what the?
He was like, kill me.
Because that's kind of fucked up. Like, from a warrior's perspective, you don't have. Like, he felt like he was dishonored. Like, if I'm going to lose, I'm going to go out like a boss.
Yeah.
But you just, like, you didn't even give me that. He felt punked.
He felt like he got little dogged.
For sure. And he did.
Which he did.
He definitely did.
But yeah, man, number 2, Elegy of Entrapment, amazing. But number 1, we all know number 1 is the multi-part finale, Evanescent Encounter. Look, man, I think the last, like, 3 episodes of Samurai Champloo are untouchable.
Yeah.
The whole mood from the show changes. You go from like the hilarious baseball episode,
Yes,
to this, right? And everything changes. It gets dark. It gets serious. The whole mood changes because now there's all this uncertainty once Fu starts sailing to, takes the ferry across the water to go find her father, and and then you get that creepy moment when Katia just kind of walks up on Jin and Mugen and starts talking to them.
Yeah, right.
And then you get the whole moment where Jin's like, "Oh, I see, you with the shogunate." And then they have the fight. Amazing, dude. There's so many good moments in this last arc. And then we were talking about earlier how it's just dope the way that the show was ended, because like in the end, Jin had to do the Mugen thing. You know what I mean? He had to do something unpredictable. He had to break away from his form and do something unexpected. And Mugen had to be a little disciplined. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had to be a little structured and be a little disciplined in his final battle. So amazing episodes, and the show just ends in a perfect way. So that's the top 5. The number 1 episode that had the most points that barely missed it, that didn't make it, was Lullabies of the Lost.
I was I was going to ask about that. That was the one that I expected to be on the air.
Yeah, Lullabies of the Lost is an awesome episode. It missed it, barely missed it, but it missed the top 5. Great episode. I'm always down for characters from Jin's past coming to hunt him down. So that episode was awesome. Very good, man. But that's the top 5. The SwordCast definitive top 5 Samurai Champloo episodes. I love it. I'm not mad at it. Boom. But all right, man. Shout out to the greatest anime of all time.
Yes.
But we got some more meat and potatoes to talk about here. We got some Obi-Wan Kenobi 2 episodes. They gave us 2 off top. I, for one, loved it.
Yep.
So good. Thought it was awesome. What'd you think of the Obi-Wan show?
Yeah, it was great, man. It was great. I'll admit that I think some people were worried about how slow it has started off because there hasn't been a lot of action, which is true. But like, I get it, man. Like, Obi-Wan is. So here's some. We're exploring the character, man. Like, Obi-Wan is legit shook, bro. Like, he is. I thought, and that was interesting. Like, that was really interesting because at first I thought it was he's just trying to downplay just to keep himself safe and to keep his profile low. And it is that, but it's also like, nah, he's like, this nigga's like shook.
Yeah, he's kind of scared.
He's shook and he's like not himself. And obviously I think we're going to get him to return to himself. I think it's fantastic. I love the fact that they are focusing on some new characters. Obviously, Reva, the black lead villain, is super dope. They have no surprise that Star Wars fans have been ripping her to shreds.
Black.
Right. Here's what's funny, bro.
No blacks.
The complaints have been right, nigga.
Hey, well, actually,
no blacks, please. The funny part about this is the complaint. This is how you know white folks who are in the neckbeards that are really poisonous when it comes to this representation shit in media in general. Their complaint is this like dog whistle coded shit. Their complaint is, oh, she's just a bad actor. Like she just sucks in the role. I'll have you know, this woman is literally a award-winning master actor from the Yale School of Drama. Like she's literally the most like accomplished actor out of the whole show, basically, in terms of just like clout. What the fuck y'all talking about?
Black.
Like, oh, sorry. Black.
That's literally it.
No, and I like her because she don't give a fuck, bro. Like, and you know what's interesting, is like how she's the most dark side out of any of the Inquisitors, because like she's really living by the code of, hey, bro, like I thought we did what we want. Like I thought that we used our passion and our anger to like make us stronger. That's literally what I'm doing. And to the point where she kills the Grand Inquisitor.
Which was wild.
Didn't see that coming because he was like the main villain for all of Rebels.
Yeah.
And she just offs him immediately. But that is the dark side way. Like that is like what you're supposed to. That's literally like in the rule book. Like in order for you to become the master, you got to kill your apprentice, or you got to kill your master and take on an apprentice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've liked it a lot, and I'm looking forward to Obi-Wan getting his groove back. I'm looking forward to learning more about Reva, because they seem to make it pretty clear. So that was interesting. They made it clear that she was one of the younglings in the Jedi Temple when it was going down.
Yep. And they also mentioned that the Inquisitors are basically
former
Jedi who they turned over to the dark side.
I think we all knew that, but like it was interesting to see how it happens. Like a lot. That's the reason why some of them are like not old as hell, is because they were the younglings specifically.
I would like
in the temple
to, like, I want to see her backstory in the show. I want to see like her going from a little girl getting taken from the temple.
Because I wondered, I kind of was hoping that there was more to her beef with Obi-Wan.
Whose idea do you think this can't be an Anakin idea? This is a Palpatine idea.
What, the Inquisitors?
Take the younglings and make them stronger with the power of the dark side.
Yeah, no, that was for sure.
Take the girl.
Yeah, that was for sure Palpatine plotting.
The black one. The black one.
I was kind of hoping that there might be a little bit more to her beef with Obi-Wan. I'm
sure there will be.
I mean, so yeah, I'm curious, but like I think for now they want us to believe that it's because she wants to gain favor with Vader, Empire, and she knows how much Vader wants Obi-Wan. But like I was hoping that it was going to be something more like, yo, like I'm kind of mad at you that you didn't save us, kind of thing. That would be fire, right? That would be super dope,
bro. That would be. Maybe we'll get that.
Yeah,
that would be fantastic, man. I loved it. Loved both episodes. Yo, super random cameo. That guy that kidnapped Princess Leia was Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers. The drummer.
Really?
Yeah. And I noticed as soon as I looked at him, I was like, is that Flea from
That's
Red Hot
funny.
Chili Peppers?
Also, how annoying is baby Leia? And also, how appropriate is it for her to be annoying as hell as a little girl?
She's perfect.
Okay, my bad. I'm nerding out a little bit.
No, good,
This episode did a lot for like explaining little things that didn't quite add up. Like, how the fuck would Leia even know about Obi-Wan?
Right.
This explains
Here
it.
we go. Yeah.
And it makes sense.
And they had Alderaan on there looking beautiful too.
Right. Oh, that sucks. What's about to happen?
We gotta forget because Alderaan got blown.
Literally
blown to chili.
Blown to steel. And
they blasted it. But man, the first scene I watched it like 5 times. the Jedi that was protecting the younglings in the first
Oh,
scene.
she was cold, bro.
Oh my gosh, she was so
Yeah.
sweet.
It kind of made me think, man, like, I feel like the only reason why Order 66 worked is because of the element of surprise.
Yeah.
Because I don't care. You send a whole army against all the Jedi, bro. They washing them fools, dog.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even been close.
But just the element of surprise, and they had so many numbers, man.
But it does make it feasible that, like, more Jedi than you
a
think
Sith
survive.
Lord.
A Sith Lord.
But yeah, man, I loved it. Loved both episodes. Super excited to see where it goes. Boom. There was another important show that came out. Stranger Things.
Yeah.
4. Now, guys, don't get too excited. We're actually going to save the big Stranger Things talk for the next episode because one of us has not seen the entire show.
Ooh, sorry.
I'm not going to say any names. Or
It was
point any eyeballs.
it was the dog.
It was Cloud. But just initial reaction. How are you feeling about Stranger Things?
Man, it's bro. The first things first, dog. Shout out to whole movie length episodes, dog.
Bruh,
so good.
I thought it was a myth.
They're right, dog. Every episode has been over an hour.
More,
Every single one.
More of this, guys.
Come on, bro. Like, we've been waiting for such a long time. But yeah, no, it's
awesome.
I'm really. This is such a great show. Like, this show has managed to not fall off, which is like hard to do.
It's
you know
facts,
what I mean?
and it's. I'm very partial to season 1 just because everything was so fresh.
Yeah.
And the concepts were so new. But like, I think season 4 might be the best season. Like, it's been really good.
Yeah.
And there's a lot going on. There's a lot of development with the characters. They're older.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about it in depth more, but
yeah,
I really loved it. I've really loved it so far. I can't wait for part 2 to drop in July. And you know, next time we talk about it, we'll really get into it. I got some theories. I'm sure you got some too.
Mm-hmm.
But initial reaction, love it.
Yes.
This might be my favorite season so far, depending on how this next part goes. But just like the length of the episodes, the music,
so good.
so good. This is definitely one of the better seasons of the show. And like the characters, man, like there's so even the characters, like some characters are just growing on me, right? Like I love Max. I love Elle, Lucas, all of them. I could not stand Steve in season 3. In season 3. But now he's like one of my favorite characters. You know what I mean?
I like Steve.
Shout out to Steve, man.
Little comic relief,
He's
but
the
also
mom.
brave when he needs to be brave.
Steve's the mom, dog.
Kinda, yeah.
He's the squad mom.
I love Steve because he, especially in season 1, bro, he was just so unwilling to accept the nonsense around him, bro. There was one scene at the beginning where they kind of finally explained to him what the fuck's going on. He's like, bro, what the fuck is going on, dog?
Literally, like I
what
remember
is
that
happening,
in
bro?
season 1, because when all this crazy stuff's happening, you know, the kids are super mindful of like who they tell because they know how people are gonna react, and they just did not tell Steve what was happening,
Right.
And then they finally tell him, and my man's just like loses his mind.
Dog, but it's such a like realistic reaction. He was like, "What? What are you talking about, dog? No, this is nonsense. I refuse to accept it."
So shout out to Steve, man. But I love this show, bro. It's 4 seasons. They've all been good, in my opinion.
Agreed.
The show, like you said, they've managed to not fall off. It's just a really great show that combines a lot of stuff. I love the 80s. I love the 80s sci-fi. Good, man. And I will say this. I think this season has so much Akira in it.
Especially with the stuff going on with without spoiling it, some of the stuff that's going on with Elle.
With Elle, man. So yeah, man, we'll get into it. But first initial thoughts, Stranger Things season 4 is incredible. The episode length is amazing. It's something that I hope we see more of with some other shows that we really like.
Yes.
I doubt it because they're like movies, but
yeah.
Boom. All right, man, real quick. It's time for Hir-O's Hot Takes. got a couple hot takes for you, buddy.
All right, these are off the top. I don't have anything prepared, so let's go.
Top of the dome. Give me a hot take on CM Punk.
CM Punk, the pipe bomb, the straight edge society. Hey, look, man, not a huge fan of CM Punk, but he was the right decision. Hangman Adam Page, cowboy shit, good wrestler. He put on some pants, so I like him a lot better. But I will say, I think the crowd was starting to get a little bit bored with him. CM Punk's the right move. We'll see what happens next.
Boom. Give me a hot take on Reva Savander, the Inquisitor character.
Yes.
From Obi-Wan.
Reva, the black woman with the red saber. Love it. Badass. Get out of her way. She treated that one. You remember that where that one dude tried to run away and she just jumped in front of
Bro.
like, nigga, where the fuck you think you going?
Dog.
Bro,
Yeah,
do you think you
wild.
can protect it? What did he say? She said to Owen, you think you can protect your family? That's right. That's a good job. Do you think you can protect them from me? Damn.
Excuse me?
She's a motherfucker, bro. I love it. Big fan.
And give me a hot take on Netflix dropping full seasons at once versus Disney Plus dropping one episode at once.
Netflix. Bust. Going out of business. If you don't do one of two things. Follow the Stranger Things model. And if you're going to have every episode drop at the same time, have them all be 4 hours long. If not, you're going out of business. Want to know why? Because we like to wait and talk and build up buzz and have theories and think about the next episode. But when you poop it all out over one weekend, one of my best friends here watches the whole thing in 15 minutes. And now I'm stuck here with my thumb up my ass like an asshole because I still have to finish it. By the way, Disney Plus, if you're going to keep putting out these 30-minute long episodes, you can go to hell. Speaking of hell, say hello to Mario when you get there. And those are the Hir-O hot takes. Shout out to Stu Gotts, Levitar Show. Don't sue me.
Oh, man. I love it.
Was that the last one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. All right, man. You've got some comic book questions for me.
Yes.
And then we are going to get into our personal top 10 comic book characters list. Last week we did the definitive list. You guys did a good job, man. I'm not mad at it. You guys did good. There were some couple big ones that should have been on there that weren't. But, hey, they're not on my list, so what am I saying?
Right. Okay. Boom. Comic God. Noveliss. The comic book Hokage. What is your greatest comic book series of all time?
Oh,
sorry. This question fucked me up last time. What do you think is considered to be the greatest comic book series of all time?
I think it's got to be Chris Claremont X-Men.
Strong. And what is your favorite comic book series of all time?
Ooh. Uncanny X-Force, Rick Remender.
Ooh. That's the black and gray suits?
Yes.
Fire.
Shout
out to fucking murder Wolverine, dog.
Red eyeballs.
Dog. That nigga wanted all the blood and smoke.
Mode all the time.
Yeah. Shout out to, okay, so what is your favorite current comic book series?
Ooh, so shout out to you, man, for I have gotten back into the X-Men stuff, Dawn of X, and I just got done reading Fallen Angels, which, man, I'll talk more about it, but it's Fallen Angels corrected something that has been bothering me for years. So a lot of the new X-Men stuff, Dawn of X, it's been pretty good.
You're actually further than me because we talked about this off air. I'm reading it.
Yeah, you're reading it.
I'm reading it in order.
So
the Dawn of X series is X-Men, X-Force, Excalibur, Marauders.
I started reading Marauders too.
Fallen Angels, and there's and New Mutants. I think there might be one more,
I think there is one more.
So, and one, did I say Excalibur? Yeah, I think I did. So it's those 6 and maybe one more, and they come out like like X-Men issue 1, X-Force issue 1. Like that's the technically the reading order.
Okay.
Is that you read the first issue of you read them sequentially, but the first issue of every series, and then you move on to the second issue of every series. So now, right now, I'm on issue 4 of all of them.
Okay.
Because they all run like concurrently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's like shit that happens one from the other. Like specifically like Marauders, and because that's like Kitty Pryde and her, like she's like a pirate now.
Yeah. They got a lot going on.
And she's like shit. I mean, it's a super long. Whatever. We'll talk about it next time. 'Cause it's like a lot. There's a lot of backstory that needs to be explained.
Yeah.
I would also encourage you to read House of X too, like the backstory of how Krakoa even came up.
Yeah,
that shit is super sweaty, but it like puts a lot of shit in perspective.
I'm gonna check it out.
All right, who is your favorite comic book group or team?
Oh, X-Force, like old. I have to go like old X-Force.
Mm-hmm.
Or in the 90s. Yeah, X-Force.
Shout out to X-Force. And who is your favorite comic book writer?
Oh, you know what, man? Kevin Eastman, dog. Ninja Turtles.
Hey, no Laird love?
Yeah, Laird too, but Eastman I think has been more so on the IDW end of it.
Because I think Laird like quit for a while, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He was like not a part of it.
So I say Kevin Eastman.
That's a strong answer.
I love Ninja Turtles, boy.
What is your dog? So side note, I started properly watching Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Very different, but that shit is, bro. The animation is crazy, dog.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's funny, but like when they have fights on that show,
crazy, bro.
Like that last fight with Shredder.
Yeah, dog, incredible,
incredible. That's nuts.
I actually already seen it. So it
okay.
was on. So you know how the internet is. They just put here's the fucking grand finale with no context.
There's another episode where they like fight all these Foot Clan ninjas on a train, and it's like nuts. Yeah. I don't remember what the name of the episode is, but that one.
It's again, like, will it be every OG Turtlehead's favorite show? Probably not, but it's definitely made for kids. But boy, those action scenes are fire, dog.
It's fun and it's dope.
Okay, most underrated comic book series.
Oh, that's such a good. I'm gonna say the Ninja Turtles IDW because a lot of people aren't on it, and it's like literally one of the greatest things ever.
Strong. Most overrated comic book series.
Civil War 2.
Yes, agreed. Trash. I flat out don't. It was like such a money grab, bro. Like, come on. Favorite comic book TV or comic book show in general.
90s X-Men or 2012 Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm. And what is your favorite comic book movie?
Ninja Turtles 1990.
Nice.
The classic.
All right, boom.
Boom, let's go, man. It's time for our own personal top 10 favorite comic book characters list.
Where the fuck's my list?
I don't know.
I send it to you, right?
You sure did.
Can you send it back to me?
I will send it back to you. And number 1 for Hir-O, his favorite comic book character of all time.
Yeah. I'm a jackass, and I don't have it.
Is who's like just
Adam Cole?
Who's just whack? Who's just a whack comic book?
So the movie made him super cool because of Ray Park, but Toad is pretty whack in the comics.
He is, and he just looks gross.
He does.
That's funny because Ray Park was really sweet.
He made him sweet as hell.
Bro, I had a toy of it. I had a toy from that movie of Toad because I thought he was so sweet in the movie.
He was cool.
And then I remember like, wait a minute, he's not cool.
Yeah, he sucks kind of. He's right. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. He's actually. All right. So I did have for a quick honorable mention at number 11, I did have Shang-Chi because he is super cool. And he is a staple, bro. Like anybody who trains, if you've trained the likes of like Iron Fist, Wolverine, and Spider-Man, then you're like, they come to him for hands lessons.
Legit.
The man is dope. So number 10, shout out to Static Shock.
Superhero Static Shock.
So this is a little bit of a sneak peek to the Hot Ones episode that we're gonna put out soon. Eben and I had a conversation about the brother who does DC animations, whose name I can't fucking
Nicholas
remember.
Draper.
No, Duffy. Sorry, Dwayne Duffy.
Oh.
Who is from Detroit and was like he was a big part of the DC animated universe, and like is responsible for the DC animated universe for being awesome. Unfortunately, after he passed away, the whole thing kind of fell apart. They're not nearly as good. Dwayne McDuffie is from Detroit. He created the Dakotaverse, like the whole like Milestone comic book universe. And Dakota City is where Static Shock is from, and it's very clearly based on Detroit, where Dwayne McDuffie is from. So by proxy, I am now claiming Static as being a Detroiter, and Static Shock is from Detroit. It's my number 10.
The new Static Shock comic.
Fire. I only read the first issue,
but it's so good.
It's dope. This nigga is like a straight up like Black Lives Matter like revolutionary, awesome. And also a superhero,
freedom fighter.
Yeah. And then straight out of the bayou, number 9, Gambit, mon cher. Hey, bro. Hey, how about Ricky Starks for Gambit,
bro?
That'd actually be kind of dope.
That would be
kind of dope.
Sweet.
So yeah, shout out to Gambit, bro. Like the Cajun, Raging Cajun. He is one of the most unique comic book characters ever. You don't really see a whole lot of Cajun representation, even though Cajun folks is still white. Well, that's not exactly. I don't know. I actually don't know what I'm talking about. Let me not say anything stupid.
I actually don't know what I'm talking about.
I was about to say Cajun people are white, but I think Cajun is like a culture that is not necessarily a race, but I don't know. I just know that a lot of Cajuns are white.
Not sure, so I'm not gonna say anything.
Right,
about
and they're like spicy white, like
spicy white,
such that that Gambit can probably not only does Gambit get invited to the barbecue, he brings his gumbo to the barbecue and it shuts everything down. So shout out to Gambit. Really deep, interesting character too. Second, a lot of people don't know he has a secondary mutation where he's not just charming. He's like flat out like his mutant power is to be intoxicating. Like he literally like can hypnotize you because of how smooth this nigga is, and it's like a mutant ability, which is pretty cool. Just one of the coolest power sets too, being able to kinetically charge shit. It's dope. Shout out to Deadpool at number 8.
Hey.
Just really, really clever character. Comic book version in particular kind of changed the game when it came to like breaking the fourth wall, being a sort of a meta character. I think you and I both are a little annoyed at how over the top that's become recently.
Yeah, like I get annoyed at the jokes, right? Like it's over. The humor is just too much now. Like he's not even serious at all.
Yeah.
But the other thing I don't like is I don't like when they take like a character that has like, he's got a healing factor, right? But it's like he don't even value his own body. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna just get mutilated so I'll just
blow my own head off so I can escape.
like that's kind of like why. That's why I can never get into Blade of the Immortal. Like Blade of the Immortal is like it's like a old manga series. It's anime. They made a film about it, and it's like I could never really get into it because like Manji, who's a really sweet character, but it's like you got Manji who it just kind of fights recklessly because he knows that he can't die. Instead of still being, it's like these characters that have these abilities, they just kind of throw out precision for like,
right.
I don't care. It's gonna be reckless and
yeah, that's annoying.
You know what I mean?
It takes away from some of the art, some of the art of the martial.
Yeah, for sure.
And a riser up this list, bro. If you would have asked me this a couple of years ago, he probably would have just been an honorable mention. And had it not been for some other non-Marvel characters, might have been in my top 5. Shout out to the young brother Miles Morales at number 7. Look, man, Peter Parker is a legendary character, but my Spider-Man is Miles, man. Like It's one of the most relatable characters. I'm not even Puerto Rican, but like just like a black character, a Latin character, a character who like whose identity is like a part of the character. And he's just flat out like cool. And we talked a lot about Miles, so I'll make it quick, but just a cooler power set. He's got the electricity, he's got the invisibility, he's just as smart as Peter. Younger, way more upside. You know what I'm saying?
There's that word.
Yeah, man.
Upside.
Yep. So yeah. I don't know how his hands stack up to Peter, because Peter can fight.
Yeah, he can.
I think Wally, or not a little bit of a spoiler.
Miles
there.
got
Yeah, he does. And he got some, I mean, I hate to say it, but he got some black athleticism. And be doing Spider-Man jellies. So yeah, shout out to Miles Morales. Number 6, showing DC some love, The Flash, but specifically Wally West, who is the third Flash, and was confirmed as the fastest Flash for a long time. But I think now they're trying to make a push for what's his name, Barry Allen, to kind of who's the second Flash, to sort of reclaim that title, which I think is kind of whack. I think Barry Allen is not nearly as cool of a character as Wally West. Wally West is the one that's sort of a shit talker and sort of like a, got some personality to him, whereas I don't like the cookie cutter Boy Scouts, bro. Like, I'm not, that character is not interesting to me.
Never. That's why we don't like Superman.
Yep. And also that's why y'all misrepresent Cyclops, dog. Cyclops was only like that in the fucking, I mean, you've been reading this shit.
Look, man, I already told you. Cyclops,
dog.
Once upon a time, was undoubtedly my most, couldn't stand him. He was like my least favorite comic book character.
That's because they played him in this TV show. They made him into a square, but
and then Cyclops kind of had a couple conversations with your boy.
Yeah,
He
dog. His arc
woke up a little bit.
His arc. I am not a huge fan of X-Men versus Avengers only because of the outcome and how they did that to kind of neutralize him.
His arc in that is
bro,
the best part. It's the best part of the whole thing.
Bro, he literally went out like as a Malcolm X revolutionary.
That's
bro.
Literally when I changed my opinion of him was during Avengers versus X-Men.
Nah, Cyclops is real as fuck, bro.
Yeah, bro. He's a dope character.
So, anyways, back to Wally West. Wally West has got a little bit more complication. He's like him and Dick Grayson are like best friends and super fast. He's mainlines the Speed Force and like is the speed. I don't know, whatever nonsense is the Speed Force. Anyways, Wally West, cool as hell. Number 5, Queen Mother. Storm, Aura Monroe, Omega level, finally gave her respect. That was such a victory. Like I felt like I won when I saw that. Shout out to Jonathan Hickman for putting that rumor to rest and just saying, look, we're gonna give the Queen Mother her respect. This woman is a goddess who is literally like on par with Thor, like the Thor, the Greek god. The Norse god of thunder. Flat out was like, oh yeah, Storm. No, she's legit. Like, that's a goddess y'all talking to. Y'all niggas chill out, bro. And this is coming from me, the god of thunder. So shout out to Storm being a super awesome character.
Facts.
Number 4, dog.
Uh-oh.
The Honorable.
Oh, boy.
Rabbi Dr. Eric Lyncher X. The Prophet.
The Prophet.
You know what I'm saying? The Honorable Brother Lyncher, Magneto, Eric Magnus. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. What's the full? The Honorable Rabbi Dr. Eric Magnus Lyncher X, nigga. Let's go. Magneto.
Boom.
His arc not even his arc necessarily, but just his presence in the whole House of X, Dawn of X piece is just like, yo, he just kind of is low key the whole time in Professor X's ear, like, I told you, Charles, I was right about these niggas. I told you this from jump, and you tried to throw me in jail, bro. I told you we cannot fuck with these humans, bro. As long as they out here confused as they are, they're gonna try to put a bullet in all of our heads,
bro.
Fact. And if you gonna do this Krakoa thing, we're gonna do this on our own. I'm gonna be on your ass, and you better do this shit right, or I'm gonna be there. If you let up for even for a second, trust me, I will not. And they will not be able to put any other pokes or prods in us ever again. Shout out to Magneto. Number 3, fan favorite Wolverine. We talk about him all the time. 200 years old, knows every martial art ever, master at like every martial anything, soldier, samurai, ninja, street boxer, fucking whatever you want. Military strategist,
bare knuckle, but put your dukes up fighter.
Right, just whatever. Who want the smoke, bro? Who want the fucking gas? Holler at Logan, nigga. He the best at what he does, and what he does ain't pretty. You know what I'm saying, bro? Bang bang Wolverine gang, bang, early.
Wolverine gang early.
And then number 2, brother T'Challa, rich, black, brilliant warrior king, superhuman warrior king, black, sweet as hell.
Scrap.
Fight, nigga. Martial art ass, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've talked a lot about him. And then number 1, man.
Before you go to number 1,
I
told you I was digging through my comic books, and I found something when I was organizing my books that would mean a lot more to you than myself.
Hey, hold up. Hey, what? Put it up on the camera. That's fire, bro. Is this number 1? Oh, this is the 50th issue.
50th issue. It was like extra long. It's a good one. I've had it for a minute.
I appreciate you, bro. This is awesome.
That's your guy.
Yes, bro. The Silver Surfer. I know I haven't talked a lot about him. Also, Isaiah Thomas on the back.
This is cool. Double.
NBA All-Star Challenge for Game Boy. I never even heard of that game, but this is cool. But yeah, man. Yo, this is awesome. I appreciate it. I know we don't talk a whole lot about Silver Surfer because he actually hasn't really been around very often recently.
Cool.
But man, I mean, like, coolest design. I mean, he's the fucking Silver Surfer.
Come
like,
on, bro.
What more do you want me to say?
What you mean?
Norm Rad.
Coolest character design ever.
Herald of Galactus. Literally just a ball-headed, super muscular silver bullet that just flies through the galaxy at light speed and is like crazy powerful.
Super powerful.
Like just be thinking, nigga, hard.
So one
pontificating.
One of my favorite ways that I like to talk about Black Panther, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like Silver Surfer radiates so much cosmic energy that like some people can't even touch him. And there's a moment in a comic book where Black Panther was doing something with Fantastic Four, and Silver Surfer comes, and Black Panther like choked him out. Like,
oh yeah, I remember that. Put him in like a sleeper.
Put him in like a sleeper, and it's like, dog, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Black Panther a boss.
He's a boss, man.
Bro, Black Panther, dog. It is rare. That's why you got to shot. That's why you got to give it up for Dr. Doom, because niggas don't come into Wakanda and get away with anything,
bro.
And T'Challa had to press the panic button and like neutralize all the vibranium because that was the only way to get rid of Dr. Doom just being persistent and
Doom
annoying.
War.
Yeah, in Doom War. Yeah,
and they're just annoying.
Just like, nah, I'm gonna keep bothering you.
Nah, I kind of want absolute power all the time. So.
Like, it's like, yo, chill, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Stop. This isn't your stuff.
All right, fine. This is what you want. I'm gonna have to like make it all go away now because you won't fucking leave me alone. It's like, bro, it's what T'Challa did was essentially like a mosquito being in your house, and instead of swatting the mosquito, you just burn down your whole house. Fine. Now neither one of us have a place to stay.
Or like
you happy now?
Your sibling like wanting a piece of your cake or something.
You just throw the whole thing in the trash.
You get mad and you just throw it away.
Yeah. So shout out to so I know we're supposed to be talking about Silver Surfer, but he got choked out by Black Panther, who was also a cool character. Boom, that's my list.
Bang. Fire. Love it. All right, man. Let's go. Coming in. Well, I'm going to start my list, but coming in at number 10, I got some honorable mentions before. First, man, honorable mention, I really feel like this character should have somehow made my list, but I dug deep in my childhood bag to make this list. So, Cable.
Hey.
One of my favorites. He's not gonna make it. He's honorable mention.
He just got a sweet ass hero name too,
Dog,
Cable.
Cable's such a dope character, man.
I remember when I was maybe like in first or second grade, and I always thought like the X-Men, these are like the cool characters for people our age. But if you like Cable, you were like a little bit older.
Yeah, you were like a little mature.
Yeah, like Cable and Deadpool and fucking like X Factor, X Force, like all the kind of like Havoc and
all
Richter,
all the
edgy characters a little bit. Like, oh, those are the guys. They were like middle schoolers.
Yeah, they were too.
Those guys were cool.
Those guys were awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Cable honorable mention, Static Shock, Blade.
Hey.
Love Blade. So some honorable mentions for me. Let's go. Coming in at number 10, we got my man, Danny Rand, the Iron Fist. Look, man.
He doesn't have a TV show.
He does not have a TV show. Never had a TV show. Don't know what you're talking about. Danny Rand, one of my favorite comic book characters ever. Sweet. Iron Fist. Come on, man. My man had to punch a dragon in the heart to get his powers. Shao Lao. Shout out to Danny Rand, man. Iron Fist, sweet character. Love his design. He's got some of the dopest comic books, man. Ed Brubaker, man. I didn't mention him when we were talking about writing, but Ed Brubaker, man, that Immortal Iron Fist series that he wrote, incredible. Coming in at number 9, we got, that's right, The Deadly Hands of Kung Fu.
Let's go.
My guy, Shang-Chi. Favorite Marvel movie so far. Shout out to Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. I mean, you already said it, man. The hands, the super hands, all the superheroes that can scrap, he's probably trained them at one point or another. Okay, trained Spider-Man, trained Cap. This guy,
that's right. I forgot about
this
Cap.
This is a guy that doesn't have superpowers that routinely beats up people with superpowers.
Yeah, all the time.
You know what I mean? So shout out.
He's an Avenger, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a secret Avenger with Cap. So shout out to Shang-Chi, man. I told you that secret again. I think Ed Brubaker wrote this too. The Secret Avengers run after Civil War, when it was like it was like Shang-Chi's in it, heroic age time. Like Shang-Chi, Cap, like Moon Knight was in it for a minute. You had Colleen Wing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like the best written Shang-Chi ever, and I think Ed Brubaker wrote that too. So shout out to Ed Brubaker, man. Coming in at number 8, we got my girl, Psylocke.
Hey.
But
yeah, let's get it right.
It gets weird. Okay.
Let's correct it.
So we gotta go with Psylocke, but Quanin. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, so it gets very confusing, right? Like way back when there was assassin for the hand named Quanin. Okay. And Quanin is super dope ninja, very skilled fighter. And what happened was Quanin and Betsy Braddock, who is the sister of Captain Britain, blah blah blah. They end up getting their minds switched with their bodies.
Yep.
So long story short, this was one of the weirdest, most elaborate cases of like whitewashing of all time.
Literally,
because you had Quanin's body, who was this Japanese ninja, and then you had the mind and the consciousness of Betsy Braddock, who was a white woman,
and the powers,
right? So now you have
that's actually a little complicated
because Quanin had powers.
She did have powers, but I think now the version of Psylocke that exists now has like some of Betsy's powers too, or it's like amplified.
Yeah. So basically, long story short, these two got their consciousness switched with their bodies. Okay. Quanin's body has the mind of Betsy Braddock. Betsy Braddock's body has the mind of Quanin. That's how it was for so long. So every time you saw Psylocke in most of the 90s, it was always a white woman's mind in a Japanese woman's body.
Mm-hmm.
But Dawn of X, thank you.
Yep.
They have finally corrected this weird thing, and now Quanin is back her mind is back in her body. She's the leader of the Fallen Angels. It's like this cool team. It's her, X-23, and some weird young version of Cable from the future. But I've always loved.
And she's still going by Psylocke.
And she's still going by Psylocke. She is the Psylocke now. And like you said, and also I think it's kind of cool that her and Betsy are aware of what happened and they communicate. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's cool. But
Betsy is now the new
Captain Britain.
Captain Britain.
Yeah. But Psylocke has always been one of my favorite characters. And then when I learned this, I was like, what? You know, so it's dope for it to get fixed. So Psylocke at number 8.
So it sounds like the character who has always been your favorite character
was Quanon.
Was Psylocke and not Betsy Braddock.
Exactly. Yeah. Psylocke, not Betsy Braddock. Even Quanon, like, she went by another name too. I can't remember.
Fuck.
The assassin. I can't remember her name now.
I can't remember either, but let me look it up.
But yeah, man. Shout out to Psylocke, one of my favorite characters. One of my mains on Marvel vs. Capcom 2 as well. Boom. Coming in at number 7, we talked about the young boy moving up.
Butterfly.
Is that what it was?
Revanche. Revanche or whatever.
Revanche or something like that. That's what it was. We talked about the young boy moving on up in the world, and that's Miles Morales, Spider-Man, coming in at number 7. I mean, this character, man, has really climbed up my list over the last couple of years. Into the Spider-Verse, one of my favorite superhero movies. The games, Brian Michael Bendis, the biggest run.
That was the first one, wasn't it?
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yep.
And, you know, just seeing like now he's a mainstay in comics now. So shout out to Miles, man. Love Peter too, but Miles is my Spider-Man. Dog.
Agreed.
Coming in at number 6, we got the King of Wakanda. That is King T'Challa, the Black Panther. I mean, this is a guy, we just talked about him, man. Just one of the dopest characters ever. I mean, I grew up on a lot of Black Panther comic books. I still have a lot. He's just a super iconic character for us. And he's one of the best. I think Black Panther is like very possibly the most well-rounded comic book character. Like when it comes, like, he's super smart.
Yep. Like 7th or 8th smartest person in the world.
He's one of the super smart, one of the best fighters in Marvel comic books. He's one of the richest characters in Marvel comic books. He's a leader. He's always got a big position on these teams. Like even him being a part of the Illuminati, like, says a lot about about his decision making. So shout out to T'Challa, number 6. But here's where we get into this top 5, and we start digging into the childhood bag.
Okay. Let's see what we got here.
Now, what we got here?
Hey, let's go. X-Force.
X-Force comic book.
Is that Wolfsbane?
First of all, shout out to Rob Liefeld, man. Everybody should be 8 feet tall.
Look at this nigga Cable, bro. Bro.
Everybody should be.
Is anybody ever getting a rebound over him? Dog, he boxing Shaq out. He running through your whole defensive line.
Let's go. 90s Rob Liefeld art.
Dog.
Give me face shields and muscles, bro.
Yes.
But if we go to the back.
Oh, my God. Yes.
Come on, dog. Coming in at number 5.
Dog, shout out to Shatterstar. Love
him.
Got
Shatterstar.
Let's go, dog.
Coming in at number 5. Look, man, this is another character who has a ridiculous, weird, mixed up, crazy story.
He's like somebody's.
He's like his own dad.
Yeah, like I think Longshot is his father or grandfather or some weird shit, but they're like the same age.
So look, man,
and Longshot is like only got 4 fingers and it's like a weird mutant hybrid.
So weird.
The whole Mojo verse is fucking weird as hell, dog.
So when I was a kid, right, like I said, X-Force, man, the original X-Force. This is the first issue of X-Force from the 90s is the second highest selling comic book of all time.
Really?
Behind the first issue of Claremont's X-Men in the 90s, I think.
Ah, nice. I figured that first episode of the first issue of that Wolverine run with the famous cover.
Yeah, I'm sure it's up there.
That's gotta be
I
up
know
there,
for
too.
a fact that the 90s X-Men is the first.
I mean, it makes
number
sense.
But look, man, Shatterstar, bro, one of the coolest looking characters of all time.
Best name ever, bro.
I grew up
so fucking cold.
I grew up reading all this X-Force stuff. He just looked so cool.
He looks. And his toy was sweet as hell.
I still have it. I still have his old.
Do you have
toy.
the one with that has the thing on the back where he does like the
No,
sword strikes?
I have the one where he did have the two swords and he did the strikes, but they did make the one with the thing on the back where
and he would like. I had that one.
I got the old Toy Biz Shatterstar toy, but I had like 3 different Shatterstar figures. He's just swords. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
right.
But like again, like his backstory is so weird because the way that I knew him, right, was
and like Dazzler is his mom or something like that. Weird, isn't it?
So
Random.
the way that I knew him was he was from the Mojo. He was from Mojo, the Mojo world, and he was a gladiator. Like Mojo had like a gladiator
TV show
arena where people would like fight for his entertainment.
Yeah, what an asshole.
What a jerk. And Shatterstar was like this sweet looking like ninja guy who was like an awesome martial artist fighter, and he was like the champion for a long time. And then he becomes like part of this group. I can't remember the name of it. He becomes part of this like rebel group that seeks to overthrow Mojo because he's like a crazy dictator.
Yes.
And then, in that he ends up time traveling, meets Cable, and then he becomes like a founding member of the X-Force. So that's how I always know him, right? But there's some crazy stuff, man. Like he's like parents are like Longshot and Shatters or Dazzler, and they like try to save him, so they like take him to the future because the Mojo world is like 100 years into the future, and they like take him there, and then like they use in the future they like use his DNA to create Longshot
to begin with, like he's like his own grandfather. Yeah, that's right. It was something super weird like that. Yeah,
and they've done some weird stuff with him now, and then
so
like
weird,
I think
bro.
he's like a gay character now.
He is, yep.
And like I think I can't remember. But anyway, but yeah, man, shout out to Shatterstar, one of my favorite characters of all time.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, like I'm telling you, man, when I was a kid, these X-Force books, the way that these characters were drawn.
Yeah, they
like,
look so sweet.
I thought he was like the sweetest character. And bro, like,
and his eyes always lighten up for some reason.
And he's got some sweet powers, man. Like he's a master martial artist, but he can like make portals and like teleport people through portals. He's got like a healing factor, just like a super dope character. And bro, in these comics, like he was such a goon, bro. Like he was always like, "Can we fight yet?" Or what? Like, what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But one of my favorite characters ever, man. Shout out to Shatterstar. Coming in at number 4. All right.
What we got?
We got the guy who was the number 1 on the list.
Come on, bro.
I'm the best at what I do.
We got Wolverine. Some show and tell things.
That's fire.
Shout out to Wolverine, man.
I got the whole Wolverine. Hold on, go. Keep talking.
All right. Shout out to Wolverine coming in number 4. I think this is probably the comic book character from our childhood where you just had representation all over the place. Like, you know how when you like characters when we're kids, but like they're in the comic book and that's it. Like Wolverine was everywhere, bro.
Yeah,
like,
no, he was. He was like the mascot of Marvel.
He was in the comics. He was in the cartoons. He was in the video games. He was everywhere. So shout out to Wolverine coming in.
So I have the whole, like, all new, all different Marvel Wolverine, Savage Wolverine run. Like,
oh, that's fire.
Literally the whole thing. I got, this is the all new, all different X-Men. And I think there's more. I guess it's just Savage Wolverine. I know there's a bug crawling on me, whatever.
That's fire. Is it?
It was. Oh, no, there it is. Gross. Yeah, but yeah, the whole Savage Wolverine. This is right after. I think this is right after Secret Wars.
Yeah.
2015.
That's fire.
So yeah, comics, dog.
Comics, baby. Coming in at number 3. And this person, if I honestly think if it wasn't for like my opinion of this character now, they would be number 1. But that's Deadpool, man.
Yeah.
I love Deadpool. I love early Deadpool. Like I love 90s Deadpool. It's just the character now has become such a
kind of a joke a little
comic
bit.
relief. But like this is the Deadpool holy grail right here.
Ah, yes.
New Mutants 98.
Yep.
First Deadpool appearance ever. Fun fact, Shatterstar was actually his first appearance was the next one, New Mutants 99.
That came out in the 80s, yeah?
I think it was 90s, early 90s.
Okay.
But yeah, and then like that's how X-Force came too, like because New Mutants was like all the New Mutants that were kind of like, oh, Charles Xavier's little baby.
Yeah,
like
on the side.
Yeah,
That's New Mutants is a super important book.
Yeah, it is
Marvel.
because a lot of people came from New Mutants, like Domino,
Sunspot.
I think Cable started off in New Mutants too.
I think Kitty Pryde was. Oh no, she was X-Men.
Deadpool started off in New Mutants. Shatterstar, like
yeah.
So, but yeah, shout out to Mutants, New Mutants, Deadpool. Like I said,
Cannonball.
Yep. Deadpool, one of my favorite characters ever. Unfortunately, he's become kind of a joke. But when I was a kid, I'm like, yo, who is this red ninja, bro?
Yeah.
Like with the guns and the swords.
And the swords.
You know what I mean? So shout out to Deadpool. Coming in at number 2. Now we're starting to get a little different. We got Storm Shadow.
Hey.
G.I. Joe.
Nice.
You know I love G.I. Joe, man. Shout out to Larry Hama who wrote all the G.I. Joe stuff. Storm Shadow, man. Him and Snake Eyes were kind of like the OG comic book ninjas.
Mm-hmm.
But Storm Shadow is my favorite, man. Shout out to Storm Shadow. Storm Shadow, like he's like 007 kind of like he'll put a suit on and he'll go have the talk,
mm-hmm.
you know, we'll exchange this at this point, but then show up to the exchange in a ninja outfit and just beat you up and just steal it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Storm Shadow, man. One of my favorite characters. Loved Andrew Koji Storm Shadow in the Snake Eyes movie.
Mm-hmm.
But my number 1, I think everybody knows. I'm a huge Ninja Turtle fan.
Hey.
And that's Leonardo from the Ninja Turtles. Shout out to Leonardo, man. Ninja Turtles.
Let's go.
For life, always.
Turtle
One of my favorite things ever. And this is just a character, again, who's been around forever and hasn't changed.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like, that's important to me. Like, this is a character that's been my favorite since I've been a kid. And he hasn't changed, man. He's always been what he is, you know. And then the IDW run, the 2012 one, just amazing, so good, man. There's the arc where he gets brainwashed by Shredder and he becomes the leader of the Foot Clan. And he's
I think I remember hearing about that.
Dark Leo,
yeah,
so good, man. Shout out to Leo, and that is my top 10 favorite comic book characters of all time. Number 10, Iron Fist. Number 9, Shang-Chi. Number 8, Quanon, Psylocke.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7, Miles Morales. Number 6, Black Panther. Number 5, OG, Shatterstar. Number 4, Wolverine. Number 3, Deadpool. Number 2, Storm Shadow. And number 1, Leonardo. Ninja Turtles and G.I. Joe getting some love. Honorable mention, shout out to Cable, man. Shout out to Blade, Static Shock, Storm. So many good characters.
Yes,
Episode
sir.
119. Thank y'all for listening. Next week, we're going to really get the Stranger Things 4 talk going.
Popping.
Thank y'all for listening. Peace.
Boom.